This can only go badly. But it is what it is. My head hurts. It coughs everywhere. I have no way to do this. No shape to do this, but I'll do it anyway because I just done YouTube. I'll figure everything out. Right, so through the start of this one then, I only got 12 people in the lobby today. It was like 15-8 there for BR4. This is probably where I'd expect. Here comes Mitchell. He's currently on his first lap. And go through the second sector right now, just to the end of the second sector anyway, 51.4. See if he can get close to BR4's time. 15.8 is where we're currently sitting at for pole, provisional pole anyway, here in Tier 1. But here we go to the line. There goes Mitchell, 64. 64 puts him in third right now behind Daxi and behind BR4. Just going through, I'm just messaging someone in chat right now. We've got Mitchell and BR4, they both going to head into the pits at the next available opportunity. Bruma's probably going to do the same, 17.8 so far. So, Mildy out on track, Daxi out on track, Mitchell out on track right now as well. Mitchell closing the yellow flag. I think Mildy is the first one out. Yeah, Mildy will be the first one out. What the hell is going on there? Mildy is teleporting all over the screen. That's usually a great sign. Also have, I think that's Daxi coming up behind. And then Bloodwave also out on the track right now as well. Lars going through the middle of Sector 2. He's gone through the hairpin. Alright, here we go. As we see Mildy now coming down to the line. He needs to get himself a... Well, he's still teleporting all over my screen. He's currently got a 72. This is just one hell of a lag spike. Repeated lag spike. Anyway. We got in Sector 3. I think that's Daxi or that Lars? That's Lars. That's Lars who had a bit of a problem there at the end of Sector 3. And we've got into the hairpin goes Mildy, who's still lagged his way through the hairpin for me. Does a 72 in his last lap. See whether or not he can improve on that 72. He needs to get to the 60s just to stand a chance. And we'll see whether or not this is going to happen as we go through the end of the second sector now, down through the third sector. Is just a long, winding set of corners here at Portimao. And to the line now goes Mildy as we head down. Let's see if he can get himself into 16s. He can, it's a 16.8. Not only bring them up at a singular position. I think it's Daxi the next one. Daxi goes into the pits. Bloodwave invalidated his lap. Oh, Jesus, with the next one on the track should be Lars, who's currently 0.5 down, and there goes his lap. There goes his lap. Bowman did not get out of the way at all. Bowman did not get out of the way in the slightest. That will put a little bit of a dent in that one. And now seeing Big Ted just go over the line and start a lap. Also Rico. See if there's anyone else on the actual lap time now. Here comes Stego, who's currently 0.06 up on his lap time. That isn't enough. Actually, that would be enough to take him up into Bloodway's spot. And here he goes, Stego to the line. Will he get up in the 16s? He will. It's a 64.5, and that's about enough to take him above Bloodway, but not Mitchell. Who's the next one to the line? The answer to that will be Big Tens, who's the next one to the line. Trying to figure a couple of things out at this point in time. We go around the final corner. Here comes Big Turns to the line now. Let's see what he's going to be able to do. He's going to the 16s. Will get into the 16s. 16.9 there for Big Turns. Still a second off of BR4, but it's definitely more competitive here from the hard side. Rico, Big did just do his lap. Boba went into the pits. Mitchell is on a lap. BR4 is on a lap. BR4 is currently half a tenth up, sorry. Just over a tenth up that now actually as he goes through the end of the second sector. If he can get this, he might be able to jump himself into a 15.6. Let's see if those are going to realistically happen though. As he goes around the final corner now. BR4 to the line, was on for a 15.6. Can he get it? Yes, he can. A 15.671 is now the new bar to beat. I think that's Mini Turns the next to the line. It is. It isn't actually. No, that's Big Turns who's about to come into the pit. Oh, Mitchell's had a bit of a problem. Mitchell's facing the wrong way. Mitchell is facing the wrong way. You never want to be doing that. Let's see what Rigo can do. No, Rigo's actually not. Rigo's going into the pits. Mini turn is up by about 2/10 of a second right now, but even his teammate is the next one, and he's into the 16, so gotta start hitting the notes here. And he's got to get himself into the 60s as well, as the mini turns is all we're going to do is 71. That in itself is only enough for 10th place on the 12-person grid. As we'll see Lars is going around the track now. Let's see what Lars can do. We know Miniton the BR4 not on laps anymore. Boomer's just come out the pits, so he should be on one. Or just started a lap, sorry. So let's see if he's going to be able to continue, if he's going to be able to proper time. Same with Lars here, who needs to find at least a second to become competitive in the middle of the field here. Not quite sure what time he was doing there. Just missed at the top right hand of my screen. So I guess we'll be a surprise for both of us when Lars is going around the final corner here. He's about to go down to the line. Let's see what he can do. Let's see what he can put up. He's going to put up 75. It's not good. It is not good news for Lars whatsoever. As a couple of the guys come into pit now. Here comes Boomer to the line himself. Is not improving by any metric. As he is now going through another lap. Don't know if he's got enough to do Well, let's see what Boomer can do here, but I don't think there's not much in the tank here for Boomer whatsoever. Has joined the lobby as well. We'll have 13. In the actual race itself, BR4 is out. BR4 has retired from the session, so BR4 has essentially called it quits. He thinks he's done enough. Boomer's in the gravel. The Boomer's essentially, that's the end of Boomer's session as well. Bloodwave the only one out of the pit so far. As we got a couple of guys following him out now, as Mitchell is also one of them. So Bloodwave, the first one out, will be the last one on the first one on a final lap. Cut out significantly before literally anybody else in the grid. He's already he's already through an entire sector. He's going to come into a ton of problems here. He's coming around into this third sector to set his time now. Well, to try to set himself up to go and set his time. But the actual guys in the pits, that are out of the pits, are just starting to waltz their way through the first end of the first sector. And yeah, he's going to encounter a bit of a problem here, Bloodwave. He's going to encounter a ton of traffic. At no point coming out. He's more than missed the boat. We've got less than a minute left on the clock now, so there's no way you're getting that off. A couple of guys that just missed the boat here. So there's Bloodwave, who isn't going quicker. That is 16.473. Which is probably an issue. He's currently in 5th. And there's everyone around him. Oh, Boomer's been disqualified, so Boomer will start from the back. And let's see where Bloodwave is going to be able to start here. If he goes to the second sector here, he's about to encounter some traffic. He might get away with this. He is a 10th and a half up, so he is into the 16, what? Just shy of the 16.2s. That Aston Martin didn't get out of the way of anybody earlier. Is Bloodwave going to encounter him a bit too soon, knowing that Aston Martin's going to get away, so Bloodwave, if anything, just got a nice little toe down the end of the straight and pulls off a 16.1, and that's enough for third at this point in time. We're now going to watch to the end of this. Let's see. And Lars are not going to be able to make it, so we're now looking at the McLaren. That's the closest one to the line. Rigo currently a 10th down. We go to the line into the end of the second sector. He's now a quarter of a second up. That will take him into the 16.5. It's only enough for one position. As he goes around the second to last now, needing to find at least another 10th just to put himself into the conversation for 4th and 5th. He goes round the final corner now, holding it to the inside. Rigo 16.5 is only enough for 6th. See who is next. Is Daxi the next one to the line, who is not quicker, and into the pits he comes. Then it's Mitchell, who is currently on the line, down to the line. What time is Mitchell going to do? 15, 16.3 is only enough for 4th at this point in time as well. Steger's the next one to the line. He's 2 tenths of a second quicker, and is doing enough to jump himself into 3rd. And the only one left being Boba, who doesn't improve enough to jump a position, who only goes to 16.517, gets beat out by Rigo in the end. So, BR4 comfortably on pole. Daxi alongside him, Steger and Bloodwave sit the second row, Mitchell and Millsy on the 3rd row, Rigo and Boba on the 4th. Big turns, mini turns set out the 5th to round out the top 10. We are currently just getting into the start of the actual race. Alright, we're just about to load into the actual race itself. We've got 13 people in the lobby. I'm gonna assume most is gonna start on either the, it's probably gonna be hard or the medium tires gonna be used in this one, I reckon. I don't know if the softs are any valuable whatsoever. Let's all wait and see. But yeah, we're just waiting for people to do. They've already got this up, so we're just waiting for strategy and a couple other things now before we get going. All right, here we go. There's 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go. Let's see who's going to be able to get down towards turn 1 in a good manner here. BR4's got away the best, and then it's Steger, and now Daxy's been killed immediately. Daxy and Lars is out as well, and we're already under a safety car. This would be the nice time to have benefit of instant replay. So Steger and Daxy come together, and Daxy's been sent to the back. Soft mediums actually for this one. Didn't realise that was the case on Portimao, and everyone's starting on medium tyres effective, pretty much minus Big Turns and Boba. So Steger collided into Daxy, and Daxy's been sent to the back. Lars is out entirely. We're under the safety car already. It took literally one corner for a safety car here at Portimao. Wow. Wow, indeed. Well, one's out. We're already down 12. So, safety car currently out on track. We've got a couple of well, we've got one driver that's already out of the race, a couple coming into the pits. There's a pit stop here for Bloodwave, and there's 5 people into the pits here actually. Bloodwave, who needs no front wing change, actually is going to get a front wing change. Mitchell also, it looked like a bunch of people needed front wing changes there. Let's have a look. Let's see what actually what happened there in the pit stops. So Steger got double warning there for a collision with Daxy. Rigo hit Mitchell. And front wings for everybody, but Rigo had to stop for his penalty. Mitchell onto the hard, soft above Mildy and mini turns. As we continue under the safety car. I'm just going to watch what happened to Lars right now and get a fairly good shot at what did in fact happen to the Alpine car without the race already. It looked like everything's starting normally as we go through. Daxy obviously gets spun by... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's just a nightmare. Both... Yeah, that's just... That is incredibly unfortunate there for Lars, who just gets caught in crossfire of a couple other people spinning round. There's McLaren and a half there for sure, which explains the Rigo and the mini-turn situation. As we're currently watching the The safety car go round and round right now, lap 3 of 33. Alright. We should get the safety car coming in this lap. The safety car, the order has also changed quite drastically as well. BR4, Steger, Boba, Boomer in 4th, which is a huge overturn. You've got M in 5th, Big Turn 6th, Daxi in 7th. After being the unfortunate collision of Steger on the first lap. And then you've got Bloodwave in 8th, Mildy in 9th, Miniturn in 10th, Mitchell in 11th, and Rigo in 12th. They've both done their compound requirements and just trying to sort themselves out at this point. As we see Rigo trying to get back onto the back of this pack, see if we don't... Hopefully that means we don't need one more. He is running out of time to do so to get a late safety car calling. It's not happening this lap. That would be the single latest safety car I've ever seen. So we're going to go one more. It looks like Milsey has gone into pit. Yeah, Milsey's got into pit, so that's another one. We'll see if he's able to catch up before the end of the lap. I'm pretty sure this will be the final lap of the safety car regardless. So now Mildy dropped to the back. Mitchell and Rigo have we got up a position because Mildy waited one lap too long to realistically do something when it comes to his actual tyres and all that stuff. So he's now dropped to the back. And we'll get to the back of this grid hopefully before the end of the lap. They got Mitchell and Rigo 10th and 11th. Mini Pern's Bloodwave also served their mandatory pit stops in this one. The top 7 haven't. I would also suggest that this is probably not the final safety car of this race. Alright, here we go. The safety car is coming in. So BR4 is going to be the one that leads us in. Let's see if he's going to be able to get a good run here against Steger. So BR4 looking to get started. Will he catch Steger sleeping? Yes, he absolutely will. He has got a very, very decent gap there to Steger. The gap will come back down. Obviously, because Steger starts to pit. Daxi just got 5 seconds speed in the pit lane. For some reason, he's just pitted now. With an interesting choice to go for. As we still got Steger from BR4, well, we got BR4 from Steger. Steger's managed to half the gap. And then we've got moves happening in the midfield. Just get overtaken by Bloodwave. And I think there was also an overtake there from Mitchell on mini turns as well. As Daxi is now headed straight to the back as Mitchell go for and Mitchell will get fairly comfortably there as he's now going to have a quick look towards Bloodwave and company towards the front. Definitely on pressure tyres, so it'll definitely help at the start of this stint. I don't know if they're going to be able to go the entire way, but it will be fairly interesting nonetheless. Let's see whether or not things are going to change here quickly We've got a few battles happening in the midfield. Mitchell is the closest of the grid right now, or was before we headed into the beginning of Sector 3. He's currently now not as close as Bloodwave to Bloodwave as Bloodwave is to Mini Turns in front of him. Boomer also off the grid, off the front three by quite a considerable margin. Already outside of DRS. So you've got Steger who's heading towards the front. There goes Big Turns on Boomer. That's a pretty nice move there for Big Turns, who takes fourth place off of Boomer, even though he's on the softer compound. We'll see how the strategies do play out as we go further into this one. We've also got Bloodwave against Boomer here. Down the inside goes Bloodwave. Hits it before the hairpin even goes. The hairpin even comes and gets it done nonetheless, and that's good news for Bloodwave, because the longer he does, Boomer keeps Mitchell behind, the better it is in terms of actually getting a little bit of a gap. Mitchell attempts now, looking for something, going to the inside here against Boomer. Will he get the inside against Boomer? No, he will not. Boomer does well to defend that and has opened the gap considerably now between him and Bloodwave in front. There's a little bit of a hold-up even between Mitchell and, now between Boomer and then Mitchell and Mini Turns behind, as Boomer is not really progressing very far. Big Turns still outside of DRS range. They got DRS now enabled. Steger won't be able to use it this lap, but definitely will. Well, not as in this straight, but down towards the second sector he will. Mitchell gets by. Mitchell to the inside there, gets by on Boomer. And up into sixth place as he now has to go and charge down. Bloodwave in front of him. And it shouldn't take too long before that happens. You got Boomer in DRS. Same with Mini Turns behind. Mini Turns could be looking to make a couple of things work. Millsy's already up to 9th. Daxi is still tailed off, as same with them as well. Must have had a bit of a problem himself. So Big Turn still outside of DRS range to Boba, who's still there against Steger in BR4. It looks like there's still about half second splitting everyone here at the front of the grid. We'll figure out whether or not anyone's going to be able to act upon this sooner rather than later. Steger will have DRS on BR4, so will Boba on Steger, and then we've got a couple of guys further back. Here comes Bloodwave to have a good run here against Big Turns, and yep, that looked very easy here for Bloodwave just down the straight. And up into fourth. Mitchell is now within DRS range. Mini gets past Boomer without much problems either. Oh, the inside, there goes Millsy on one. Will Millsy get the second? Millsy's going to slide the car, so no, the answer is no. He won't get the second one. Rigo's going to try and have a go here at Boomer. And round the outside, looks like he's going to get Boomer. He will get Boomer. Doesn't get Mildy though, as Mildy pushed him ever so slightly wide there through that corner. Rigo does just about enough to avoid a penalty. And then Boomer goes past Mildy again there on the inside, does pretty well. On the outside, sorry, they're coming back up the hill, does pretty well to get Mildy again. He's just doing some nice work here for Mini Turns, who is now off in the distance. So also 2.5 seconds behind Mitchell, who's closing down on Big Turns like it's going out of fashion. Bloodwave is also trying to get himself within the 1 second gap he needs on Boba, who's now also closing in on Steger. As Mitchell now goes past Big Turns down towards turn 1, and there goes Mitchell into 5th place. We'll see. It looks like Bloodwave has managed to do it. Bloodwave has managed to put himself in the DRS of the top 3. And there goes Boomer again, holding on to 8th position for dear life against Mildy and doing it pretty well. A pit here for Rigo. Daxi is currently the The guy who was in last place has just overtaken him. Still has to pit, whereas the other two don't. See if they go the entire length of this race or just try to go for as long as they can until a safety car comes around. One of the two is probably true. So we're going to go towards the front here, actually. The BR4 is ahead of Steger from Boba, from Bloodwave, and Mitchell is trying to start a way back in as well. Could possibly turn this into a front 6 instead of a front 3. Closer, sooner rather than later. BR4 not really able to clear Steger, which is surprising, because BR4 had the fastest qualifying lap by 0.4 of a second to Daxi, who is currently in 11th place. And Mildy is now ahead of Boomer once again. Those two playing flip-flop with the playing hot potato with that position. It looks like Mildy has finally got it done. They've also caught back up to mini turns relatively quickly here. Let's see, yellow flag in sector 1, and that's M is round. He's not going to bring out a safety car, which is fortunate. It looked like he didn't hit anything apart from gravel, so he got his car. He's just going to be pretty. No, what the hell has happened here? Boba and Bloodwave are both span round. They both collided. They have to have hit each other, because that was an interesting way of going about things. They've both gone round, and now that allowed Mitchell and Big Toe to go through. And there's damage on both of their cars. Yeah, there's damage on both cars, the Aston Martin and the Ferrari. Here comes Mini Turns and Mildy. It looks like Mini Turns is going to be able to hold on for a little while longer. Does pretty well there. Looking to go into the top 5 because Bloodwave and Boba have screwed themselves over, screwed each other over. Here comes the outside line here. Versus the outside here for Mini versus the inside for Mildy. And Mildy on the inside gets tapped on the way through. And they're still going to battle it out because Mildy did not get a convincing exit whatsoever there. Boomer's trying to follow through a hole if it can get created. Mildy on the outside here does manage to hold on. And wow, he held on for a small amount of time before Mini turns back in the corner, gets a really nice inside line. And Boomer also follows through the hole, and there's a multitude of overtakes happening here. One for Mini turns. Boomer got one there as well. And then comes Mini... no, Mini turns does not come into pit, but he is letting it go, I think. Is he? Or is he just off the line? He just looked slow compared to Boomer and Mildy there. And Boomer has managed to get multiple positions there in the last couple of corners and moves himself back up to 5th, sorry. The front is now fairly separated as we currently have these three battling out. As Mini goes to the inside again. Mini on Boomer this time. And Boomer's going to win this one. And we got Daxi, Bloodwave, Boba, and Rigo out in the back. A long way off. Oh no! How is that not brought out a yellow flag? He done incredibly well to save the car there, Mildy. Because that car looked like it was sliding out of the exit of Sector 2. Wow. Wow indeed. And there goes, I think that's Mini turns into the pits. It is. Boba's picked up 3 seconds. Daxi already has a penalty, so does So another one into the pits. Still, the four of the top 6 have to pit again. Well, have to pit 'cause they haven't pit. But I'm surprised we haven't seen more than one safety car. There is also now nobody in the entire lobby that is within the DRS range, apart from now Bloodwave on Daxi. That just happened. So that's what we're going to go watch, because that's the closest battle we got on the track. It'll be interesting to see where these guys come out, where if the rest of the guys at the front still have to pit. Bear in mind, Mitchell doesn't technically have to pit anymore. He did his 1 lap on the hard tyre at the start of this one under the safety car. Let's see, will Bloodwave do anything here? Bloodwave is going to the inside on Daxi. Daxi got more used hard than the soft on Bloodwave, and it gets it done. Bloodwave with the soft versus Daxi with the hards. That was always going to happen. And Bloodwave is by in a long way to catch up, and not enough time to go the distance. Daxi's on hards and having a bit of a problem there in turn 3. And he's gonna want that one back as soon as possible. You have to wait for Bloodwave to pit again before even getting that. So here comes Boba versus Mini, and Boba's gonna win that one down into the hairpin. It's still going on. Mini hasn't given this one up yet. Mini on the fresher tyres. Boba with the pace. So let's see who wins this battle. It is about 3/10 of a second now. It's close. It's just fluctuating a little bit here, in and around about the 3/10 of a second gap, until they hit the beginning of sector 3 there. Then Boba has started to drive away just a little bit. And Boba just got that one corner a lot better than what Mini Turns did. And Mini Turns now gets his turn with the DRS. He had no ERS left, so he's just going to have to hope the DRS is enough, and it is. It is enough. It is enough for the Mini Turns to move up into night past Boba. Let's see if Mini Turns can start to drive away just a little bit. There's no one else within DRS range than these two right now. We've got Milty, who's closing in on Boomer as we go into about the halfway point of this race. We're on to lap 16 of 16. Currently BR4 from Mitchell, from Steger from Mitchell. Now Big Turns into the pits after 14 laps on the soft tyres. Let's see what his strategy is. I think it'll be the medium tyre they go on next. He hasn't pit yet, so this is his first and probably only pit stop if he can avoid it. As we still have Mini Turns and Boba fighting in front of us. They are closing the gap into Daxi in front, who has just got out just behind Big Turn there. As I say that, Daxi goes in front. Daxi gets in front of Big Turns. Now they're going to get the DRS down the straight. Bloodway 16 seconds up the road. Not up the road. 2 seconds up the road from these two, and then 16 seconds back of Mildy, who is trying to catch up to Boomer right now. And everyone is starting to get back into a little bit of a closed fight now. There's multiple people within that 1 second gap. And in comes Steger. So Steger's come into pit. BR4 stayed out. Boomer stayed out. Mitchell and Mildy also have already done their pit stops and technically don't need to pit again for the rest of the race if they choose not to. So, Boomer gets overtaken by Mildy there in down towards the first couple of corners, and I think Mildy from now should be able to start driving away. He's got 3 laps fresher tyres, so he should have the incumbent pace. He doesn't have a mini turns at the same point like he did earlier on in the race. So in theory, there's no way of stopping. There's no way of stopping Mildy this time, as there were last time. We'll see whether or not things can continue to improve here. It's 14.9, 15 seconds that now split Mildy and Mitchell. If Mitchell pitted now, he would come out around about where Steger is, which would put him right in the middle of him and Steger and Bloodwave. And in comes Mildy with a 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. And something tells me, I have a funny feeling that Mitchell is just going to try and hang this out for as long as humanly possible. This is the point where I wish I had some sort of tyre meter to figure out what the hell they're doing with the tyres. Mildy and Bloodwave pit again. Damn, the strategy in this one has not been clean. And I definitely would say that for Mildy and for Bloodwave here. Bloodwave is on like his 3rd pit stop of the day. Because he had one in the pits, and then he also had one for his collision with Boba, and now one here as well. So it has not been a very good time for Bloodwave whatsoever as we go through what, 18 or 19 laps of this race now? I believe we are on lap 19. Well, lap 18 here with Boomer. Let's see what Boomer chooses to do. It's not the pit stop here for Boomer yet. So Boomer's going to stay out just a little while longer. We are on lap 19 with the front 3. You see Steger should just about come over the line now as well. Steger's on to lap 19, and then the rest of the group is going to join us sooner rather than later. But Boba gets past Daxi with the use of DRS. That's a pretty standard move, but one that Boba needed to make nonetheless. He's on pressure tyres. Yeah, they both have penalties, but mini turns behind them does not. Mini turns can very much go to the end here. So it's a case of whether or not mini turns is going to be able to just kind of force his way through a couple of people. See if he can catch up with his teammate Big Turns, who's currently in 5th. We'll see. Oh, it might actually be more than 5th when Boomer eventually comes in for a pit stop. BR4 stays out yet again. Mitchell will obviously do the same. We'll see what Boomer can do will do in a minute. Rigo's picked up 3 more. And we've got a couple of drivers here within DRS range. And in comes Boomer. Boomer is now into the pit. We'll see where he comes out in a moment's time. Mini turns gonna have a good running against Daxi. Daxi's gonna have the DRS to survive, I think. As we go down towards turn 1, will he have enough to survive? Yes, he will. Daxi has enough at the end of the day to survive for this lap. He's got Boba in front of him. That's what helped him. He also had the DRS from that. We also have 20 seconds of a gap between Mitchell and Steger, and a 30-second gap between Steger and between Mitchell and Big Turns. Oh, that's a little bit of a slide there for Boba. Boba slided, just giving a multitude of positions away. Won the Daxi, won the mini turns. And mini turns is in a position where he is not going to complain one bit about that. If you gave him a top 5 at the beginning of the day, he would have snatched your hand off immediately. I wonder if Mitchell's going to go the entire way. Know that BR4 starts the pit. Neither of them pit this lap. One lap 21 of 33 now. We'll see what's going on now. Here comes Boba. Did he get enough of a run here on mini turns? Yes, he did. Well, he's got to go to the inside. They're still there. That's going to force mini turns deep. Mini turns now on the outside, trying to hang it in, and nope, doesn't get it in the end. That's going to be well done there by Boba, especially through turns 2 and 3. The first one, not so much, forcing mini turns off the track. But second and third was a good enough defense on mini turns, so that's stuck. And this is now the only one within DRS. Everyone else is just trying to figure out a way at the moment. We got a little bit of a battle brewing here. We got Milty also trying to get himself involved, as well as Boba gets himself within a second now on Daxi, but not enough to give him DRS. Not soon enough anyway, which means mini turns is going to breeze by down towards turn 1. Mini turns gets 3 seconds for track limits. Oh, that is the worst time you could have done that, as Boba continues to defend and gets it done as well. That defense was pretty well done. And that is really unfortunate, as we're now going to go 3 wide. Mini turns backs out of that immediately. Kind of seeing what was about to happen, backed out of that without any second thought. Mildy gets up into a double move though. 1 on mini turns before the corner and 1 on Boba through the corner. As BR4 now pits. And so does Mitchell. So both your leaders now pit, and that should give Steger a nice little chance here. They're both going on to soft tyres. Steger's about to come down the straight. Is he going to get out in front of both of these guys? He is, but he's also on a significantly worse tyre. BR4 is just going to hunt him down immediately. Mitchell significantly in third. Big Turns is not going to be able to do much damage to that. So, back to the middle then. Mildy versus Boba versus Mini, and that didn't look like anything that happened there, as Mildy is now closing in on Daxi. Mildy on the better tyre. I'll go and figure out the penalties in a minute. Bloodwave picks up 3 for track limits. Here comes Mildy to the inside. Mildy to the inside. Will he get it done? No, he will not. Daxi holds him off. That's very good defending from Daxi, even though he's on significantly more worn tyres. The exit out of the hairpin was just far too strong in the end. That's nothing Mildy's going to be able to do about that. Boba is outside of DRS range now, which means Mini Turns should have a nice little run on him at the end of the lap. Mildy is still trying here against Daxi. Should get him sooner rather than later. But will he wait for the DRS? He probably will, and that is a very smart choice. BR4 now in the lead of this race. Yeah, BR4 is now in the lead of this race. Overtook Steger down towards turn 1, and definitely no looking back now. In comes Mildy, going to go past Daxi here. And Mildy does get by Daxi. And that is up into 5th from Mildy. We're currently trying to, well, jostle for position in the midfield here. We're kind of split into 3 sectors. 3 of the first 4 are in no man's land. No one really fighting anybody. Then this middle 4 are all over the back of each other, and then the back 4 also in a bit of a disarray. Oh, that's a little bit of a slide there from Mildy. That's going to allow for Daxi to get back in. Boba is also within a second at this point in time. Mini turns the only one of the 4 in the middle, so in the middle third did not actually get himself involved, and that's Rigo. That's Rigo's spun it. Rigo has caused a yellow flag in the second sector. No safety car coming out though. As the middle of this pack, the only thing really keeping this race semi-interesting. Daxi is trying to get onto the back of Mildy right now. Boba's still trying to hang in there as well. But Mildy is 3.5 seconds away from Big Turns, who's currently comfortably in 4th place. With about 7 or 8 laps left on the board. We're on lap 25. Yeah, we're on lap 25 of 33. Which means we had 8 laps left on... I think it's like 8 or 9 laps left, actually, more than what I said before. Mitchell is trying to close in on Steger. No way BR4 loses this now without a without an actual spin. It looks like a few of the people are still trying to get themselves involved. Boomer is also tacking himself onto the back of Miniturns now. And Big Boomer, being on the soft tyres, might be able to go after this stretch of people. He's the only one in the bottom half of the grid to not have a penalty. It's the bottom 8 of the grid, actually, does not have a penalty. Milty still teleporting across the screen, and here comes Daxi. And Daxi with the DRS is going to make that work very easily. Boomer to the inside of Mini-turns. Boba picks up another 3 for track limits. Daxi and Mildy are continuing to go at it. And it looks like Daxi's cleared him by quite a significant margin, actually. Oh, not. Never mind. That's just the lag. And we also got Boomer versus Mini-turns there. Somehow Mini-turns defends off from Boomer there. But he has lost a significant amount of ground there to Boba Fett, who is currently in 7th place. As we currently look at the penalties, 8th for Daxi and Mildy, 6th for Boba and Mini-turns. So that's going to be granting what? Realistically, all those positions to Boomer? Damn. Boomer's about to gain a half dozen, or like a quarter dozen positions from this one interaction. As Mini-turns trying to get out of the way. Mini-turns is trying to get out of the way. Also, Mitchell is getting really close to Steger now. Nothing happening against Mildy there, against Mini-turns there. So Mini-turns doing enough to break the toe to get himself away for now. We've also got Mitchell versus Steger up above for the battle for 2nd place right now. These two will be on the podium. It's just a case of which order. Big Turns is 13 seconds off the pace. And Daxi and Mildy are not even getting close to him. 12 seconds. 11 seconds. 10 seconds. 9 seconds. 8 seconds. 7 seconds. 6 seconds. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. 1 seconds. 0 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 seconds. 1 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 seconds Not by the end of this one anyway. Mitchell is really going for this. Can he get himself in front of Steger by the end of this race? He probably should with the difference in tyres. Yellow flag in sector 1. And that was a reset to track there by Rigo. And then Mitchell round the outside here on the screen. And Mitchell gets in front of Steger as Mitchell takes second place in this race now. And Steger is trying to hold on to the back, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it. We got Mildy with the DRS here against Daxi, who was not even close to the 1 second gap to Big Turn, so this should be a free position swap. And it is. There's Mildy ahead of Daxi before the end of the before turn 1 hit, sorry. Mini Turn is now in the pits, which is an interesting choice. Very interesting choice. Just condemned himself to a 10th place now as Boomer needs a couple of laps. He's got to get roughly about a second or two a lap here. Boomer versus Bloodwave. And that is going to be a position there for Bloodwave, who's gone around the inside and managed to make it work. And there you go. So Boomer loses out there, and the more that he keeps doing it, the more that this happens, the less time he's got to waste. So he needs to hope that Bloodwave's going to drag him somewhere to keep him within that 8 seconds. But, yeah, there's still got a few people trying to vie for positions right now. Daxi not able to repay the favour on Mildy right now for what Mildy did on the prior lap. You know, Boba also there or thereabouts as well. Boomer trying to go back here against Bloodwave, isn't able to. And this isn't good news for Boomer. His teammate is screwing Boomer out of multiple positions. It's clear at this point that Boomer is faster. Well, Boomer's been held up here by Bloodwave because Bloodwave is not sharpening the gap between him and Boba Fett at all. Still over 5 seconds, and Boomer is starting to lose off a little bit now. 6 tenths currently separate those two. I think a lot will be said between Bloodwave and Boba when they get out, when they get into the chat later on, with their incident earlier on in this race. Terminator pits. And it looked like Big Turns was the one that went through there. Yeah, Big Turns at the front of everyone in this pile. Big Turns has nothing to really worry about though. He's not in danger of losing that 4th place at all. And right now, the two Ferraris are, well, we're going at it. Nothing really is going to be able to help Boomer out now because he is outside of the DRS range of his teammate. And is slowly but surely dropping away from Mildy and Daxi and Boba, who currently have the penalties between them. Bloodwave also only has Bloodwave has 3 seconds, so he's going to gain nothing from this. He needs to be within 3 seconds of Boba and 5 of the 2 in front. He needs another second in the next 2 laps just to be considered a shot at Mildy and Daxi. Yeah, Mitchell 11.5 seconds off BR4, who is just in the distance. Gone. There we go, the up front. There goes Daxi. Daxi and Boba both get past Mildy. A little bit of contact there, which screws over Boba. Boba drops off again, and Mildy gets the position back. Bear in mind, Daxi and Millsy both have 8. Boba's going to get a warning for that. So needs to take it a little bit more careful from here on out. Avoid himself dropping into the 9 seconds. If he drops into the 9 seconds worth of penalties, he can kiss his position goodbye. This needs to be relatively safe from here on out. Then you've got Daxi, who's 1.2 seconds off of Big Ted. If he can get himself inside DRS by the end of the lap, then he probably saved himself the effort. He saved himself the positions as well, on especially on Millsy anyway. I think he'll have his position saved against Bloodwave as well, but at this point in time we'll wait and see as we go along. Boomer still within Bloodwave's positions right now, so if Bloodwave gets them, then so will Boomer. It looks like Millsy's going to get Daxi, and Millsy will get Daxi, even if it wasn't through a ton of help on the last lap where he managed to save his position. I'm not entirely sure whether there was contact or that on the last lap, but he definitely got away. He got away with not losing both positions, giving him straight back. It looks like I don't think there's going to be a lot left in the tank here for these guys. Big Turn is more than definitely safe at this point. He's just trying to drive and open the gap again. I think he was cruising rather than actually driving beforehand. He hasn't got a problem turning that into a 4th place now. They're not even going to get DRS on him at any point. Boomer is out of the DRS range of Bloodwave now. Bloodwave is now well within the 5-second gap between Daxi and Millsy. Needs an extra 10th of a second, realistically, in the next lap or so, to push himself into the gap that captures Boba as well. He needs a couple of attempts to get himself 5th place here. And there goes the last chance that Daxi had to overtake Millsy. And after all this, Daxi's penalties are going to screw him out of a relatively good position. And Miniturns picks up 3 more. He's on 12 now. It's irrelevant though, because he's 22 seconds ahead of Rigo in 11th. As we continue on, Daxi is close, but not close enough. 0.2 of a second. He needs to get by. Otherwise, he's going to lose a multitude of positions. Bloodwave's lap has been absolutely atrocious. There goes Daxi on the inside. Daxi spun it! Daxi spun it! As BR4 goes over the line to win the race. Daxi spun it! Oh, that was not in any way intentionally. Just lost the car trying to send it. Wow. Mitchell comes second. Steger comes third. Daxi just lost all the positions. All of the Big Turns gets 4th. And Boba, well, Bloodwave gets, yeah, I guess Bloodwave gets 5th. Boba gets 6th. Oh, where's Booba coming over the line in? Booba's going to come over in 7th. Millsy 8th. Mini-Turns will come over in 9th. Daxi will end in 10th. Rigo finished a lap down and ends in 11th. Will end in 12th. Wow then. That was certainly something. Can you go over the line, please? There you go. We are done. There you go. Gonna give it a different podium because BR4 left. But yeah, BR4 won the race. Mitchell came second. And Steger came third. Big Turn's fourth was a pretty good result for him. Bloodway fifth. Boma sixth. Boomer seventh. Millsy eighth. Miniton ninth. Daxi in 10th, yeah. Alright, that is the end of the day here in F1. That is everything that we had for you guys to watch. It was a good day. Been a pleasure spending time with you. But for now, in a bit.